And also, Angel, remember he had all those screenshots. Like she was just trying to probably gather information like the rest of us under a fake account, and he literally was like, "Oh no, she wanted to be my mod, she wanted to be my friend," and it was all total made up lies. And that's what he does. He's outed quite a few women in the last few months.
That's the thing, but like obviously when Fat Freak said he went into the live and tried to request it, and Paul wasn't having none of it. What I don't get is, why don't he ever stand up to men? Because there are men that call him out.
Yeah.
Why is it always women?
Do you remember, Jessica, the young boy that was walking along the road, and Paul had his hand in his pocket, he had jeans and a white t-shirt, I believe. He's walking down the road pretending to talk to his calculator again, and this boy shouted out something like, "Oh, you nonsense," and then he goes right, and he tried to grab him by the scruff of the neck, like, "We're going to go to the police station." That was recorded as well, and that was a young boy. He was a teenager, just being stupid. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, that's like also, remember the one where he was outside the co-op?
Yeah.
And also when he went into Boots asking for security.
And the guy with the dog.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, remember when apparently he went to the chip shop?
They were 12-year-old kids.
Yeah. But then all of a sudden he had to get the police to escort him off. But have you noticed that it's a common thing? When it's young kids who are boys, it's always a different story. It's like he's fucking shit scared, shall I say. But he won't stand up to them. He shits himself, but he will certainly stand up and get his back up when it comes to women.
Exactly, and most of that is done behind a phone. Like I say, No Face, if he saw you in public, he wouldn't have that same energy.
Nah.
And I'd just like to point out as well that Paul was told today, he's actually just messaged me just now, I think. That is actually messaging me now on Instagram. Hold on.
Oh, okay, wow, you're lucky.
I did give him the opportunity to come in and have his say today. I said, feel free to not be a little bitch and come by. But he said that he wouldn't. Hold on, let's have a little look what he said. Oh, he sent me some images.
He's not showing you nudes, is he, Jessica?
That's concerning.
He's going to ask you to send a picture of your face now.
Oh, no, hold on.
Yeah, but just a smile, Tommy, come on.
What?
Oh, no, sorry, that was somebody else sending me some photos of what he ain't replied. He still ain't replied.
See, while you girls are talking about that, I've always wondered, why is he never gone to Asif?
For our message earlier, yeah? So I was like, you can stick me on your story but not reply. Feel free to come to my live later where we'll be bringing awareness to your noncy behaviour, allowing gifts from minors, allowing minors to be in your live stream, and not to mention moving them across to your Instagram where you're emotionally blackmailing them. And just because they're barely legal doesn't mean it's morally right. Put that on your story, you wet wipe, and see you at 7:30 if you have the minerals to come in and say hello. Then he was like, ha, are you okay? Be careful with the words you use. Why do you not show your face? Anything to hide? I follow the TikTok rules and always will. Who's being emotionally abused here, matey? Why on earth do I need to be in your life, matey? You are nothing to me and should get your hide in your face content, surely. I'm not sure who you think you're trying to intimidate with your behaviour, but it won't be me. Much love, God. And then I wrote, oh, look, you actually grew a set of balls and replied, or did I touch a nerve? First, let me tell you, I'm not a 13-year-old that you can talk down to or try and manipulate, so telling me to choose my words carefully isn't going to stop me expressing how I feel about your noncy behaviour. My face is known and name is clean. There's no point me putting a face on the screen when it's called no face, no case, dum-dum. There's people around me who know who I am, and that's all that matters. As I said, come to the live tonight, you'll see everything. It's just an invite, so you can't sit back and say you didn't have an opportunity to have your say on the matters. You clearly don't stick to the TikTok rules, like you have just stated, because you're accepting gifts from minors as young as 12 and allow them to interact in your live stream. That's disgusting and against TikTok rules. I'm far from trying to intimidate you. I'm just here to expose you as being a wrong'un. I'm not here to be an internet warrior or intimidate you. I'll just rock up to your house if I wanted to do that. This is just merely an awareness to you and your behaviour. And then he just went on to be like, matey, who are you trying it with? Express your feelings, but do you know what I mean? He's just a weird guy, and then he starts talking about cuddles and that.
Yeah, that's him deflecting this. He does this every time.
Zoe, I've been asked to ask you, can you talk about the breast milk?
The breast milk. Oh, I'll get all the good jobs right.
Oh my God.
I'm like, what?
Oh my god.
So there was a young girl nursing her child, and he does this a lot. There have been ones, right, so there was one where he did, so like he's like, gulp, gulp, gulp. I got a copy, but he's like, gulp, 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 and he's like, oh, mummy's milk, and it was like, oh, daddy's milk. It's like, he's trying to be filth. He's trying to be sexual with it. And then there is one where he was like about the woman with her milk. If they're on about that situation, because I've seen a couple, I've seen him in the live do it, and I've seen him make, like, there's been screenshots and that of him saying about the daddy's milk and the mummy's milk. Even with the Claire Bell account that was made, I can admit now I was that one. That was me. That was my decoy account. He also did the Weekend song, I Feel It Coming. And what he did was he muted the chat, and basically to Claire Bell, because I had myself down as an 18-year-old uni student, he wanted her and all the other girls in the chat to see him sing that and, lip sync it with them wet, arsehole lips. And he was singing that, and then he then gave her permission after he muted the chat, and he goes, oh, don't be falling in love with me, I can feel you falling in love with me, and all this weird shit. This is what he does, like, and then he goes, special cuddles with mummy and daddy. And then I pretended, obviously, that I had this brother. I had the whole thing set up, like I had a brother in Australia and everything, and I was like, I haven't got a sister, and I haven't got this, that, and else, so I've got a big brother. And then he made that sexual. He said, oh, someone's been spying on their brother in the shower. Oh, that you're disgusting. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be looking at your brother. And again, that's the kind of filth that he does when he's deflecting. Because I said to him, because actually a good point was, before he'd sung that, lip synced that song, he had said to me, I don't know how old you are. You could be a toddler. You could be 18. You could be 15. You could be 41. I don't know. Because he refused to sort of like add me back. And then he'd done that song, and I did say to him, so you said you don't know my age, and yet you think that's appropriate to sing that song to me. And he knew exactly what he was doing, and this is how he gets away with it, because it's the innuendos and it's the intent that he's using, but he doesn't, he gets away with it because he's like, oh, it's a joke, like, or you've got to sort of try and prove that he's being more sinister than what he's saying, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he says he's just being sarcastic.
Yeah, honestly, it just made me want to vomit. I nearly swallowed my own vomit there. The man is just disgusting. It makes me want to vomit. I hate him. It really triggers me, because as an abused victim, I can see him manipulating these girls, and the way he's carrying on, something bad is going to end up happening, and I can just feel it. And I will try with my whole might. I'm genuinely not out for clout chasing. I'm happy to have just 100 followers. I don't care. I'll just keep making accounts like Tommy No Neck does. It's not about that. I just want as many people to know that this man is wrong, and this man is vile, and he always picks his victims carefully. He always goes for the girls that are vulnerable, the girls that might not have a father figure in their life.
Yes.
I know with, I think it was Elon Musk girl, I think she even said that she didn't have a dad in her life or something like that. And like they're saying in the comments, he doesn't care about his own son, so why would he care about anyone else's kids, Yeah. He angers me so much. Like, the passion's there, trust me, I want him off of here so bad. I really want him off of here. But, I'm glad that we're doing this, at least. Hopefully, like, more people listen up.
Because he's got away with it because it's always been women, like you girls said. Yeah. Why is he never clapped back to Asif and that podcast?
Oh, he actually got a pie, didn't he? He got a pie in his face for that one. I don't know if you can find that clip, No Face.
Oh, it's on, if you search Paul Breach, it's one of the ones that come up quite early on in the scroll.
Yeah,
I have been trying to find it. I can't find it. Oh, really?
He literally had, I believe, and they might correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, I think she was an OnlyFans girl, like she was an established account on TikTok as well. She was there and they had him blindfolded, but you know what? There might be a bit of debate on this one, but in my opinion, personally, and I found the courage to watch it, he was meant to have been blindfolded, but he could clearly like look up and see out of what he was doing, and he wanted her to repeat the actions of what he'd done, and that was for Yassif or Asif, whatever his name is, to grab his hand towards this young girl's backside.
Yeah.
To touch her, and it was just weird stuff that he was getting into, and you could tell Paul was getting off on it. You know, oh, I need to do that again. I weren't quite sure. You know what I mean? But he knew. He could clearly see. And like obviously he hit him with the pie. He did call him out a few times, but then also that. Sorry.
Sorry, no.
Sorry, can I quickly jump in a minute?
Yeah.
There's a girl who wants in and her name's Princess Cara. She hasn't got enough followers, so can everybody give her a follow so she can jump in, please?
That is exactly why I rose as well, Danny. She said she was mod, didn't she, in his Discord. No face, manners and respect, my brother.
How are we doing, Kiki? Sorry, I'm just sorting out the dog quickly.
No, all good. Hey, Big Jam. Hey, Soxy.
Everyone good, yeah? That's Big Jamie.
Jamie.
Oh, sorry. My bad. You're both in the same place at the same time always, I swear.
Jamie, you're going to have to change your name.
This is the fourth time this has happened this week to me.
Change it to Jamie.
I know, right?
No, I'm not admitting defeat.
Zoe, hun, just quickly before I drop, I want to make sure people get in that actually know the files on him. I've been following you for a little while. We've exchanged a couple of messages, but I just wanted to say, hun, well done, because I know you are going through it with this man. And I know it's not easy, so well done for being persistent. Every live that mentions him, I'm like, but there's this woman that's been on him for ages. So yeah, well done for keeping on.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
And if you need anything, I've said already, just message me. I'm happy to help wherever I can.
Thank you, I will. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to let people in that want to talk.
Yeah, I'm going to drop down too, but please know, although my accent's a bit dodgy, I'm from Scottish TikTok and we will happily repost anything, so please, no case knows what we done. Well, no case knows what we done with the IATRO, so if there's anything I can do to help, just give us a tag.
100%. See, if you don't know, this is the person who originally started the Diageo thing. These were literally the time trying to get the picture out to people and trying to tell people what Diageo was like, but nobody listened. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they still continued and still fucking didn't. So they literally smashed it.
Yeah. And don't listen to Cobra Kate. See that song, Diageo is a beast. That's ours. That cunt jumped on that. But that's all I'm going to say on that matter. But anything we can do to help, please just let us know.
Big love, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, take care, everyone.
Big love.
Bye. No face. I've just been asked to tell people to please unfollow Paul because he's flying back up again. Now, he had near to 1 million people following him. I mean, I know that don't mean nothing really, because probably he's so in love with himself, he's made up about 1 million alt accounts between him and Turbo Tina. But that did drop quite significantly to about, I think it was about 5,000 that he's lost already. I looked at the latest subscriptions and they went from 250 down to 222. So that is a positive, but we need people, like especially parents, to get their kids, go through their phones and check to make sure that they're not following Paul. Because there are so many underage kids, you'd be surprised. There was one woman I spoke to a few weeks ago and she said, thanks to listening to your, one of your posts, my daughter walked in behind me over my shoulder and she's like, oh, that's Paul Breach. And she said, I whipped her phone so quick out of her hand and I had to look at what she was been looking at. She goes, and I've made sure he's blocked. Now that's just one person that we've stopped from letting their kid look at Paul. if we can keep that energy going and get more parents to do the same thing, pair your phones with your kids, check the Wi-Fi settings. I say all of this many times. I've got a couple videos on how to pair your phone with your kids. I always recommend the Fat Freak.
What's that app called?
Sorry?
But the app where you can pair it up, because you can do one through Microsoft, but something else. I forgot the bloody name of it.
I can't think off the top of my head, but I've got them on my page of what to do, and even trying to make people aware of their kids' accounts on Roblox, Snapchat. These are rife with, peddlers and groomers. I mean, my daughter, she got talking to someone on Snapchat, and it turns out they were a grown man, and we went straight to the police because she had the sense to come to me. Some kids don't have that confidence, or they get scared that there'll be repercussions. And another thing to point out, although it's not about Paul, but this is something really passionate that I want to do a post on, is that I got reported 3 cases. One was an adult, but 2 were children under 16, where they had exchanged naked pictures with boys, these 2 young girls, and the other one was an adult with another adult, and they were threatening to blackmail them, that they were going to show these pictures if they didn't cooperate, and if they left them, then that would be it. So, again, please remember, you won't get in trouble. They'll be the one that gets in trouble, because that is porn revenge. You can't do that and get away with it, and that they need to be reporting it to the police. Go to your parents, someone that you trust. Don't allow these people to get away with it, and you'll have so much support. People will get behind you, and no one's going to allow this to happen, if that makes sense.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. So I just wanted to come on because I was a mod in the Discord for a long time. So I have loads of information. I just wanted to share this because I just felt like this was important, for everybody to know. So basically a while ago, he had a young girl on his live, her and her sister. I'm not going to say their names because one of them is underage. He had a young girl on his live, and we found out that it said in her bio she was older than she was, but just through a little bit of digging that me and some of my friends Courtney and everything did, we found out that she was actually, I think, 16. But he had her put in her bio that she was 17. Now, somebody that I know, that wasn't me, actually messaged her mother to let her know, and the mum didn't care whatsoever, at all. He stopped having her on the box and everything. This is how dangerous he is. He has them putting in fake ages in their profile so he doesn't get caught, but he's well aware of how old they are.
Yeah, it's wrong. Fucking wrong.
It is awful,
Some of these kids just don't have the same support. Some kids don't have parents that care. Some parents
He was in a Discord with you as well, yeah? Where's she gone?
She's paused alive.
Cara.
I was a mod in the Sally Discord, not in Paul's Discord.
What was his interaction like in that group?
There was no interaction. As far as we know, he'd never joined. I think once he may have, I think because some people had his phone number and he accidentally made a Discord account and hooked it up to his phone. So people got notifications that he'd made a Discord account, and then it came up that he had tried to join the server. But other than that, we had no interaction with him through that. But he was quite obsessed with it. Yeah, as Courtney said, he was sat in the waiting room of the server for
this is what I mean. So he's just sitting there, not speaking in it, but he can pick people out of the Discord to personally message.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah,
So he's
that's
literally
exactly what I'm
observing
thinking.
what you're talking about and picking out people who he wants to be able to interact with off the
Yeah,
Discord.
he went live once and just read out usernames. It was so odd.
Wow.
It's very creepy behaviour because how do you put it? When someone's sitting there, you know, picking you out to target you and investigate you to try and groom you into a way that you don't understand, and it's all young girls, and they probably feel excited that they're giving them that attention because he looks famous when he's not. He's not but a dirty pervert, and these poor kids don't see that. Proper.
Yeah, he also went live with one girl who was in a sixth form, and I actually had a video up on my old account. I used to have an account called Reggie, but I deleted that. But he had a video up. There was a video up of him talking to kids in a sixth form, and somebody that I know actually emailed the sixth form, and they said that they were going to be investigating because obviously he was speaking to kids on campus, like they were in like college at the time, and they were, we suspect as well, underage. It was on live, like he was speaking to them on live.
Yes, madam.
Can I just quickly just say, I've just had a message from Elon Musk baby mama. I did reach out to her. She's also in Paul's mods and in his chats a lot of the time at the moment, and I offered her the same sort of message that I did to Oval, and then I stepped away, and that was just to offer her support. I'm not saying that she had to leave him or anything like that. She just wanted me to just point out, and I did apologise to her, that it was her mum that passed away, not her dad. I weren't sure that, I know she didn't have one of her parents in her life, but it weren't necessarily targeting her. I was just trying to explain that a lot of the girls that he gets involved with are vulnerable, or maybe not got the parent figure. Some kids could even be in care for all we know. Yeah, so I just wanted to make that clarification that she's just corrected me on it, and that was what it was.
Yeah, Elon, I think Angel as well was
Elon
also
was blocked in here. Elon wouldn't have been blocked in here unless she come in and said something bad in the chat.
She's just actually said, when I asked, I got blocked from the live. She said she's been blocked from the live.
Someone check the block list for me, please.
No, they've been requested to be blocked before the live started, so I put the list through.
They requested to be
blocked. Requested to be blocked. Give me a list.
Yeah, because she was one of, she still is one of Paul's mods, but I think with her, I really am hoping she will leave Paul, but I don't want anyone like pressuring her. It must have been hard with Nikisha. The same goes with Oval, and trying to learn along the way, how to try and approach this each time. And I just wanted her to know that there would be support in our community. No one would pick on her. No one's going to bully her. And I did say to her, because apparently she had some death threats, and if that was the case, then obviously that she should go to the police, and whoever's done that is absolutely disgusting. But I don't believe for a second anyone in our community would ever threaten that. If anything, we just want to get her away from him and keep her safe, so he's not manipulating another teen.
I was about to say as well, like, as someone who has like spoken to Oval and everything personally, I think that the thing they need is kindness, to block them from the live and everything. And this is just me just making a suggestion. Like, I'm not obviously going to say unblock her, like, it's whatever, it's not my live. But I think I've had a feeling that she's wanted to get away for a while, because she's coming to Angel's lives and everything, and kind of chatting in there a little bit. And she is quite young as well, and she also is a vulnerable person because she's young with a baby, so I would say, like, let her in. That's the only way she's gonna.
But listen, she's asked to be blocked personally. She's been asked to be blocked, so she couldn't come.
No, Zoe asked me to block them, so they got blocked.
Anyone that's in Paul's camp, we were going through the list of who, like Turbo Tina was the main one. I mean, some people have got different opinions on Turbo as well, that we should still be kind to her in the hope that she'll leave Paul. I think that won't ever happen. I think the young girls, yes, I think we can help them. And like I say, I've got no problem with Oval. I did leave her a kind message where I said to her, look, these are the numbers that these are the people you should get in touch with off of the app, and that she should report whatever she needs to. It's not for us to police. We can't charge Paul with anything. We can support, we can also spread awareness, but we are not the ones who are going to get him the justice that she deserves and any of these other girls deserve.
No, yeah, that's true.
Well, that we do have proof as well that Paul is the person that has actually sent his like followers and subscribers and mods death threats. He accuses it of being trolled, but it's not. It's actually him himself that does it.
He's setting up situations.
Yeah, so that girls will like run to him and be like, "Oh my god, I'm getting death threats," and he's like, "Oh, don't mind them." You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. He's behind that.
So he's threatening them and then manipulating them so they come to him.
That's exactly it. Yeah,
exactly.
And it's not the first time I've heard this either.
Very, very dangerous person. Very dangerous.
Listen, if Oval wants to come in, Oval's more than welcome to have her account unblocked. Trust me, we don't hide.
I think Oval's already in here, No Face. Oh. The only one I mentioned was Elon, because I was saying about who were his mods. So I said to Soxy, Elon Musk is one of his mods, Tina's one. It's not, and no one's like trying to be horrible. It was just, I mentioned that Elon Musk was still part of.
Hello. Listen, if anyone starts going over, if anyone starts going over in the chat, can you turn the comments off, please, Ames?
Hello. I'm not going to be on for too long. I can't say too much because there is an open investigation about Paul that I've put into the police at the moment. But I'm just curious, Zoe, I don't mean this in any hateful way because I understand what you're doing. I understand you're trying to take down Paul. But the unfortunate thing is that a lot of the stuff you're saying about the girls that have been involved with Paul, a lot of us are vulnerable. A lot of us are victims about things that he's done to us. You will talk about us, but then you'll block us. And I just don't think that's very fair. I think if we're going to be talked about, then we should be unblocked by you. And I think you need to be aware sometimes that I know you're trying to do the right thing, Zoe. I completely understand that. But I think you need to have a little bit of grace for the girls that have been involved with Paul, because we're not all enablers. Some of us have been manipulated. Some of us have had things done to us from Paul. And I just want to I understand you're trying to do the right thing, but I just think you should be a bit more aware about how your behaviour comes off to the girls that are trying to get away from him. And I don't want you to hinder anyone who's trying to get away from him because they're worried about that behaviour.
Right, so my response to that is, like I've just said, I can screenshot, like I said, I come with proof of everything, including the message that I've sent to you. I've not been horrible to you. I've not been horrible to Elon. I did say to her, I'm not trying to convince you to leave Paul. I am just saying that, people are out here trying to protect you. We see this. I come from a point of an abuse victim. I'm not a professional, and I will always tell you girls to go to the police to report what's happening to you. The reason I blocked you was because Paul was your moderator in your chat at the time, and I weren't having a go at you. I had a go at him, and I told him about yourself, calling him a nonce, and literally I kept getting a 30-second mute each time from him. And at the time, I get it, you was probably scared to leave him, and I know you have made that full break from him. And like I will tell you what I've told other people that have spoken to me about you and have even said that you've had nice things to say about me. All I said was I was just removing myself from any drama, especially when there's certain people that I'm not even going to give the dignity of, because I've seen the screenshots, Tommy's seen the screenshots of what certain people have to say about us. I've seen the nasty video, the little meme that they made of you. I'm not going to, this isn't what this awareness is about today. If you want to have these conversations, I will unblock you and we will do this privately, because I don't want to take this shift onto me and you from Paul. Only the shift on you should be about what you've gone through and what you've experienced. So I will unblock you after this live, and me and you can have a private, I'll even give you my WhatsApp. I've got no problem with you over whatsoever. I just don't want to be involved with certain people that just seem to have it in for me, and the comments will prove that. The only reason I said about one person, not you being blocked tonight, was Elon Musk, because she was part of Paul's mods, and we didn't want this live being banned or anything like that, because this is what Paul does. Every time anyone speaks out, he will send the young girls in. He won't come in himself, and you know that is true. He will send the young girls to come and spy and report back to him. He's had loads of my accounts. I'm almost about to lose my account. Angel's already lost one, and she's having to appeal it because of this man, because he doesn't like us speaking out. I get not everyone likes the way I do things, but my heart is genuinely there, and I feel for you. The fact that he's threatened you to leak your nudes, And I will tell you what I told you privately, and that is go to the police, report it to the police, because that's not right. You don't deserve to be blackmailed and stuck with that man. That man is a piece of shit, and you seem like a really kind, gentle, lovely girl, and I've got no problem with you whatsoever. So I just want you to get the justice that you deserve, and I really hope that you single-handedly end up taking this man down with the police, the proof that you've got, and that then opens up discussions that young girls come to people like you and Nikisha, because you are the young ones, and it'd be easier for them to sort of connect with, rather than us older ladies. You know, we've got the experience and the scars, but yous are going through this currently, and I hope that you do get the justice that you deserve. And I'm sorry if you did feel that I was being horrible to you, but I'm not. I just don't want to get the drama that comes with, I'm not mentioning their names because I'm not getting into that. But between me and you, I'll happily unblock you if you want to talk to me. I will befriend you. I'll be happy to give you advice. And like I say, I've got nothing against you at all, Oval.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. And obviously I can't say too much about Paul because there is an open investigation.
And
but I think that speaks I think that speaks volumes at that itself, that there are, if anyone's sitting there wondering, well, why aren't the police involved? The police are involved. And obviously I can't say too much on that because there is being investigated. But just if anyone's listening to this who is maybe thinking about getting involved with Paul or is involved with Paul, my DMs will always be a safe space because I've been there. I was involved with him for over a year. And he's a very clever man because all I'll say is that he makes sure that he takes it off of TikTok. He makes sure that he puts it onto Snapchat, onto FaceTimes, onto phone calls so that it can't be traced, it can't be recorded. He's a very clever individual. And I think people sometimes forget that about him. We all kind of paint him with that, oh, he's just a stupid old man brush, but he's very calculated and he's very clever with what he does. So just be aware of him, be aware of what he does, and just be smarter than I was. Don't fall for it.
Yeah.
But right, I'm gonna drop now because that's all I really wanted to say. And Zoe, I appreciate what you said so much. Sorry for intervening, guys.
No, you should have your say.
Like I said, we always let anyone come up and have their say and whatever they've got to do. Do you know what I mean? Comments back on, please.
Also, No Face, just to let you know, Elon Musk's baby mama, that's her actual name, she's messaging me now and she just said she should feel that she should be able to come.
Listen, she's more than welcome. I've not blocked anybody. I didn't even know this person had been blocked.
It's okay.
If someone can unblock her, then she's more than welcome to come up in the live.
She's not blocked. I'll just message her to let her know. I'm just going to message her now. Sorry, you're...
People are talking bubblegum, please don't be rude.
She's unblocked. All right, cool. Thanks, Ames.
I've just let her know as well. I've just messaged her.
God,
like I said, I just don't like it when the little petty things come in because I don't want, there's certain things that I don't like other people don't always like the way I do things. But like I said, I genuinely come with heart and I don't want that. I don't want any focus on me over what we're trying to achieve. This is a long time to get to where we're at.
If there's a situation that you can get resolved now, get it resolved while you're here. Do you know what I mean?
And if I'm ever wrong, I'll always apologise. Like, I've got these girls are victims, every single one of them. Anyone that's got common sense can see that in that instant, and it won't even hurt, it was Paul. Anything to do with Paul was her mod just for one day, and she quickly got rid of him, and I'll give her that. She genuinely did. But when he was her mod, he was acting cocky, and everyone else was trying to be the reason and saying to me, right, so calm down, just let it go. But I couldn't because it's Paul. Like I say, I will happily go in front of him and I will tell him to his face what I think of him. And it wouldn't be just talking. I cannot stand this man, the way he's treated these girls. I just want to pick them all up and hug them and just protect them. And I just literally, I hate them. I really do. I really hate them.
Pick up yourself.
You don't have to explain yourself though. What you've done is what you've done to protect yourself. Don't let people intimidate you going, well, this is this, that. No, you do your own actions. Do not explain your actions to no one.
Yeah, exactly. But just going back to, I think, try and put it back onto Paul. I mean, like, that was another thing, Tommy, actually. I don't know if you've seen them two videos. which we sent to No Face. There was the second one. So he was trying to say that we were laughing at the suicide. Sorry, am I allowed to say that, or will I get you a ban?
Yeah.
Unalive himself, that we were laughing at him. And, you know, you've been through this with me, and he was just giving it the big I am, as he usually does. But he was saying also about we didn't have when he did the first video, it's like you didn't have any proof that you'd talked to his baby mama or his family. And he just said that he was trying to discredit all of what we were doing. So
then he'll see. Just see him in person with it all. It's just the easiest way. It's just take everything to him.
Yeah. I mean, like, this is going to sound really sad. Even when I went to Manchester, I had my my little iPad on me, ready. Yeah. If I saw him, boom, receipt. There you go. What was that? What was you saying, Paul? But obviously I didn't see him, so.
Right, I don't know if she's coming in, but if she's not going to come in, we'll start winding this live up because I'm getting hungry. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, she's only said thank you, so I don't know. I don't know if she's going to come in or not. I think.
That's if there ain't no one else that's going to say anything anyway.
Apart from unfollowing, unsubscribe from him, block him, and save yourselves all the hassle of watching his crap.
Yeah.
Protect your kids, protect yourself.
Anyone out there that does have children that have their own phones or anything like that, just go on their devices and make sure that he is blocked on any accounts that they have or anything like that.
Yeah,
exactly that.
Oh, so he's got a violation.
Yeah, this is.
You just have to come out the outcome straight back in.
People for doing that to her. Oh, you should be ashamed of yourselves.
It don't matter. Listen, yeah. Just because you did that to her now, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give her an account that's got about 5,000 followers on that she can change the name to, and she can bring all awareness from that fucking thing. Just because you want to act like dickheads. All right?
And that's why we'll help her out now. That's what I mean. You are sitting there all trying to go against her. Don't go against her because you've got backup.
You've got accounts for days.
How about that?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? We've got accounts left, right, and centre. We don't fuck about shit.
You know what I mean?
Green grass.
The truth about him. Why would you protect a peddler? Why would you protect him?
Because there's a lot of wrong-uns that like
all this manipulation bullshit. I'm sorry, I've been manipulated. No, you haven't. You've all did your wrong actions. Because he's done things offline doesn't make him just the best. Fuck off. I mean, that's bollocks.
If you can't see him all over the FYP being a wrong-un, and I never see it, I don't believe it. Well, I don't believe that they haven't seen it. I reckon it's bollocks.
Exactly. Zoe in the chat.
She in the chat.
I've got a perfect account that you can take hands of if you want. It's called Beauty Beyond the Jap's Eye. You can have that. And you can even go live on it now. Yeah, that's my account.
Send her the details just till I get the other ones up for her.
No one's trying to shame victims, not victims. People that have gone to do things for Paul, gone to bully people, to attack people. They're not victims. They're just as bad as him. You're like, love.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I don't know what's happened there. I'll come back.
You come back. Well, back.
So I think it was one of your mods that helped
Matt.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know what, because it said that I got violations. I don't know what that was about.
People reporting.
Oh no, you get dropped down for a minute, but you usually relog and come back.
Oh, okay. I'm used to when I normally get a ban like that, because like I say, I've had plenty of accounts and he's had them taken down completely, and then I'll get a ban for a week and I'm not allowed to go live. I mean, do you remember, there was one that Tommy did. He leaked his pretend nude. One of my friends has sent me a funny picture, and I'll get him to send you that one privately. It was quite funny. And within seconds, he was getting me violations. He got banned. It's actually quite a funny live. And he didn't like that because if you insult him, because I've got a nickname for him, which is inverted worm. And it's only to get my own back on him because he calls me an horse and a teddy bear. So, you know, you're going to come for me, I'll come back at you. But, yeah. I do apologise anyway.
What's going on with the... How are you feeling, Zoe?
Yeah, I feel all right. I'm a bit stressed at the fact that still, like, I don't want anything taken away from him. I just genuinely, I've said it from day one, I will work with anybody that wants that man off the app. Tommy helped me a great deal to try and get things moving a bit higher up. But even then that come with, like, you know, oh, but he's not doing this quick enough or he's not doing that. You know, people are human beings. They've got families, they've got lives, they've got other cases to look at or whatever. And I feel like anyone that gets involved with me, I don't want them getting grief because they're talking to me. And, you know, I'm glad that I've ironed it out with Oval. You know, I'm not here to upset anybody. I just genuinely come from a place of an abuse victim. I didn't get justice. No one listened to me, and I'm not going to stand by and watch young girls go through a lifetime of trauma that I went through. I just refuse to do it. I'll protect my girls with my last breath, and I'm the same with anyone else. You know, I just want to protect these young girls.
Is that called? Is that Harold Bishop?
Yeah, Harold Bishop.
Can you hear me?
He's dead.
There you go.
There is much.
Hi, can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
Brilliant. So I think what you guys are doing is really important, bringing awareness. Obviously, anyone that's seen my page will see that I'm absolutely on your side. But I do just want to say that these people that are doing the reporting and that are getting these accounts banned are often the young girls that he's got to do his bidding for him. I understand it's frustrating, and I really, really understand why everyone gets so annoyed with their actions. But I think we just need to be mindful that calling these girls enablers and calling these women who are vulnerable, you know, the problem means that we're not creating a safe environment for them to be able to step forward if they do change their minds. Because once they've been labelled as an enabler and as the issue and not seen for having been manipulated, then we've lost them. It's gone. So I understand that everyone's frustrated.
Well, how do you know they've been manipulated? That's my query in that, because how do you know they've been manipulated? What are the reasons saying that they've been manipulated? That's just out of curiosity, because I can have an understanding then of why they're doing it.
I think the thing is, and you know, for people who have been manipulated, you don't know that it's happening until you come to that realisation yourself, and you really do stupid things. So these girls that are currently conducting these actions don't realise, and they won't realise until it hits them. But when it does hit them, they need to be able to come out and reach out to people that are doing these awareness things without the fear of being told, you know, you're in the wrong, you got this person banned, you did this, you shouldn't have done that. How do we know they're not being manipulated? And surely it's better to give these people the benefit of the doubt, so that if they do then want to come out and, you know, speak about their experiences and obtain that support, then they've got a safer environment to do it in, as opposed to having people who are meant to be on their side, you know, have already said that they're against what's going on.
That's true, but what if these people originally at first started bullying you, doxing you just because they were manipulated, and then start targeting you, having a hate campaign on you, but then go back to you and say, I was manipulated? Do you not think their own actions speak louder than their words?
Yeah, I mean, everyone makes mistakes though, don't they? And that's the whole point of manipulation, is that these girls probably don't understand that what they're doing is wrong. All they're doing is trying to curry favour with Paul. They're trying to get, you know, in his good books, and they do that by reporting people and by getting the bans and by, you know, sending messages and carrying out all of these actions. They don't know that they're sort of doing his bidding for him, and they won't know until they come to that realisation. You know, we've spoken to some people today who have been in that exact same situation. They've had abuse thrown at them.
What's all these women attacking Zoe then? All these people ganging up on Zoe for sharing awareness and then go, oh, I've been manipulated. Would you really think that's fair when all Zoe's trying to do is make awareness?
But then on the flip side of that, Zoe's saying that she will be there and she will point these girls in the right direction.
Yeah, and that shows a good person, doesn't it? Because that shows that Zoe would forgive these people just to do the right thing. But yeah it's okay for them to do their actions towards her.
Yeah, and if these girls feel that they've already been attacked by, and I'm not singling out Zoe here, I'm saying anyone who is creating awareness, if they feel they've already been attacked by that person, they're less likely to listen when, that person does reach out, and they're less likely to be open about their experiences.
To be honest, Ian, I did actually genuinely, and I'm sure Oval will, this is the only thing she'll actually back me up on, is I sent her a genuine message. The first thing I did, reached out to her, and I even said to Angel, I'm not gonna go in her live. I think there was one of us in there already. She didn't need to be like ganged up on everyone trying to go, come to me. I didn't want to do that. I just gave her the advice that she should go to the police. There's Samaritans if she wants independent advice, but if she's been harassed and bullied by certain people within the community, maybe not go to them, and definitely don't sort of like go towards Paul. To stay neutral, that she should go outside of this and go to the real people that can help her. I don't see how that's bad advice that I gave her. And then obviously...
Oh no, I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it is at all, Zoe. Sorry. I don't know whether I've made myself clear here. So just to clarify, I'm not singling out any person.
No, I know you already said you're not singling me out. I understand that, but I'm just saying that that's what I did to start with. Then obviously I went into her live, and then obviously Paul, but remember she wasn't fully left Paul at the time. I went into her live and I said, like...
I'm just going to bring it back to a more general. I'm not singling out any person in particular. I'm just saying in general, maybe as a community, we need to be aware that what we're accusing these girls of doing, yes, they are actions that they're doing, but it's not just a case of they're bang out of order. Let's just try and be aware and create a safe environment. We understand that what they're doing, why they're doing it, but let's just be aware that when we are sort of attacking these people who are enabling him, as you've said, that can then create an atmosphere where they feel it's harder to break away from him.
And also Gatekeeper, just to let you know, because obviously I won't get another chance because you're blocked from my account, but I am not making this about me. I came on here to do awareness about Paul, but people have this thing where they have to keep targeting me. Other people witnessed it. There are Discords that are made up with threads. They even sat there and streamed my lives before, and I've got every right to defend myself. I've got pages and pages of proof that people that didn't agree that were in them groups have sent me of the vile and nasty shit. Even when I did my podcast with Soxy, they were trying to turn Soxy against me. They even said that what happened to me, like, I'm a hypocrite or whatever. Like, I did that to try and raise awareness to see if other people would speak up about their abuse, or if someone was going through that, at least that they had hope that, don't keep it inside, don't silence yourself, don't let anyone intimidate you. There is help out there and people will believe you. My inbox is open to anyone. The amount of people that tell me their stories, and I will listen, and I don't judge anybody. I'm here for anyone that wants it. Not everyone's going to like me. I understand that, and everyone gets trolled on social media, and I accept that. But there has been from day one a motherfucking bad campaign against me, like where people have made up side threads about me on Reddit, side threads on Tattle, side threads on Discord, and you're all saying, oh, it's not about Zoe. No, it fucking ain't about me. It's about Paul Breach. But you motherfuckers keep making it about me, and I'm allowed to defend myself, and I will come with every receipt that I've got. So, people, I've got their names, and they did it to Tommy as well, trying to make out things. Like, I got sent messages, oh, did you know they're in there, trying to compare Tommy to, I forget his name, Quirksy. Do you see what I mean? Like, it takes away from the calls.
She's been bullied too by people that have been doing awareness, supposed to be doing it together, but all turned on her. because you didn't agree with something. So are you not coming to the bully because you don't agree with something? Doesn't make you a bad person. It means you have your own individuality and your own thoughts, which is every okay.
See what I mean, Turtle Boy? Look, did Zoe say the other day, Paul, Oval deserved Paul? Do you see what I mean? You're just chatting shit because you've got nothing better to do. You're a bunch of kids that are sitting there causing drama that don't need to be caused and making up lies. And Oval's a grown up that she can decide for herself if she wants to talk to me or not. I will unblock her after this. I've had an adult conversation with her, and again, it's gone away from Paul, but I am not gonna unblock any of you motherfuckers that keep sitting there making up bullshit about me, because I've had it up to here. My focus is on doing this awareness, and I'm sorry, No Face, that it's going that way again. This is why I get worried to bring other people
you
in.
have got listen, the one thing you ain't got in here is worries. They get you banana, we'll give you another account. Between me, Jamie and Tommy, we've probably got enough accounts to give to everyone in the chat to jump in and have their say.
No,
but it's wrong that you're being picked on. It's wrong because
I'm not going to lie. Last year, these people, and I hate doing this because it's giving them satisfaction. Them people in that Discord group, my kids were nearly without their mother because I couldn't take no more of the shit that they were giving me. And it was around the same time that Paul went off. But instead of like pretending to do it and plastering it all over social media, I did it privately, and I'm lucky that I survived that. But for them to sit there and keep going at me all the time, this is why I was going to give it all up, because I didn't want everyone keep making the focus about me. It's not about me, it's about a dirty pedlo, and that's why I call them enablers, to piss them off. It doesn't mean I actually believe that they are enabling him, but the way some of them come at me, and every time I get close to making any progress, it's like, oh, but we've been doing it longer. It's not a fucking competition. I've been doing it a year. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be the face of the fucking movement. Oh, you're not allowed to use the PBGL tags. Oh, go and get a motherfucking life. I do not care. Do you know what I mean? I do not care.
Say that with this girl. I had people, when we did the podcast, I had people coming in, oh, Zoe's done this, what have you done that for? Did she tell you about this? I wasn't doing a podcast with you about your past that way. I was helping you give a story about you as a person and why TikTok affected you and what you do on TikTok. All these people sitting again, have you heard about this, you heard about that? Shame on yous. Actually listen to the podcast and listen to her story and what this woman's been through. And the fact she's still standing up and talking and breathing, I am freaking shocked. That gets more stronger than any of you fucking weird little bastards.
And what was it you said, Soxy, to me? You haven't got a suitcase load, so you've got a whole loft. That will tell you, like, what I poured out. There you go.
And that's what I mean. You've got a chance to, share what you had to thought. You can't be bananaed from a podcast. You got to actually express how you felt as a person. And these people came in and tried to put you down for sharing that story. They are disgusting people, and you should be ashamed.
We know where they're from. We know what group they're from. The little wrong-uns. We know who they are.
Bloody ashamed of themselves for putting a person down. But they've been through that. Would Zoe put you down if that? No, she'd probably sit there and support you. That's how the
words, genuinely words. When you've been manipulated all your life, you've been a walkover for everyone, and I still have heart to still be kind to other people, even like those that keep like wronging me all the time, like treating me like shit. I've given them chance after chance after chance. I mean, a good example, and I'm sorry that I'm about to do this, but Soup Dragon, me and her have not always seen eye to eye, and I've even said to her, right, Soup Dragon, just tell me how it is. And this was like about a year ago, like, tell me what it is that you don't like about what I did. And do you know what she didn't like about me? The fact that I used Mav. Like, apparently I used Mav's name, and it was a thing where it was a joke because Mav doesn't show her face. We all went round and said we were I am Mav, so it was a joke. It was an actual, like Anonymous, no one shows their face, and this is why he's probably got it in for you, No Face, is because you don't show your face. He's got a really big thing about that, a big hang up of anyone that don't show their face. And we were just all being supportive, but it got took out of context, so I took that down. Then they were like, you need to take down the PBGL tag. It's like, literally, get a grip. I've got like at the time I only had about 800 to 1,000 people, and like I weren't big, but it's because I've got a gob and I'm not afraid to open it and tell people what I think, that's what gets me a lot of shit, and people don't always like the truth. So, fuck them, innit? Fuck them.
Hi. I only asked to come up for 2 minutes. You've probably seen me in Paul's box. I used to be one of his mods previously, until I heard Oval's side of her story, and then obviously went against him. He blocked me. But all I want to say is I'm not coming for anybody at all. But as like being one of Paul's mods before, and I was Paul's mod, but I was actually on the fence about even supporting him or not after you and everything. I was doing my research while still being his mod. And I just want to say that, like, do you know when you call them enablers? I know it annoys them and it winds me up because I've been there, I've had the messages. But like, I know it sounds so bad, but it kind of pushes you closer towards Paul, because he's telling us that you guys are evil, you're making these things up about you, they'll abuse you, they're not a safe space. And when then we're getting, you're enablers, you're this, you're that, go and kill yourself or unalive yourself. But
I've never, ever, no. Right, okay.
I know you
That's what he says to them. That's what he does. He twists it so it makes out that you're the bad person. Goes, oh look, you're calling you an enabler. Don't you feel safe with me? I'd never call you that. So you can see.
No, I completely get that he's in the wrong for them manipulating and using it to his advantage. But when you're there, like speaking to him and feeling sort of safe with him, even though now I absolutely don't and I've seen through him. But what I'm saying is the people that are still in that situation and haven't seen the real side to him yet, he'll use you guys calling us those things against us to manipulate us more. Like, we need your support and to be made that we're safe here, not that we're enablers and you're against us. Because that's how I was made to feel for a while. And that was a massive reason I actually didn't turn against him, because I didn't feel I would be welcome to come with you.
And I can see that from your point of view. So that's something I'll make sure that I never say about you girls, is that you're enablers. But I don't even remember really saying people are enablers as such. I'm more going against the people. Yeah, I was going to say, it's normally the people I don't want to mention in here that normally, that's the ones I call enablers. It's not so much use girls. And I always send the same message out. I think I didn't even give you one, Chloe, but I did Oval and Elon Musk baby mama. I just literally said, you know, this is what you should do. And I feel like when you're coming away from him, that the first thing you should do, anything that you know that you have got on him, please take it to the police, because we can't even do anything with that.
Can I just ask a quick question, Chloe, to you?
Yeah.
Right, if you was back in that situation, how would the best approach be for us to help a girl in that situation to get away from that?
The most helpful message I got was letting me know that I could turn to them if I needed them, and telling me what you'd done. They were my most helpful messages.
Perfect.
Like, do you know the messages like, oh, you're like, not you specifically, Zoe, absolutely not. I have no messages from you at all. So like, I'm really not coming for you like specifically at all.
Yeah.
But like the message, I had like one message, like, I come in peace. I think everyone gets that message. That was actually a really helpful message. I know Paul really takes the pee out of that message, but like that opened my eyes a lot on what he had done. And then speaking to Oval and hearing firsthand someone who had been through it with him helped me even more, because he makes out that all this is just people hating on him. It's all internet drama. And like, I had never spoken to someone one-to-one that I had that actual drama with him until I spoke to Oval. And then obviously I spoke to Oval and she had showed me everything. And I was like, right, okay, yeah, it's all true. And I blocked, like, I had an argument with him. He outed me on social media for supporting Oval. But like, I personally haven't got anything that's happened between me and Paul to say like anything on, because I didn't allow myself to get close to him. I didn't speak to him off of TikTok or anything, or go on the phone to him. The only time he ever tried ringing me was when I went on Oval's live. And as soon as I went on there, he started ringing me to try and get me off. And that is exactly when I knew he was in the wrong. Because he has never tried ringing me or anything like that before. But as soon as I went on Oval's live to speak about him with Oval and get the truth out with her, he was ringing me saying that we're fake, and he just started throwing like crap at us, saying that we're fake.
He was losing his grip on you. That's what it is. And I'll tell you one thing, I've got a suggestion for you girls, and I don't know if you guys will agree with me, is that maybe because you're younger and you've been in the actual situation rather than just the ones that are raising awareness, maybe you, Oval and Nikisha could come together and form a group where you do your own kind of awareness together, where you're saying, right, to these young girls, come to us, like where, somewhere is a safe space when you're ready, and because you know how to word it, or you'll know how to deal with that situation because you've been in it. I think you girls could really make a massive difference, especially to the younger girls, because you're going to be more something that appeals to them than, say, us old ladies that are like, oh, what do they know? Do you know what I mean? Like,
No,
I think you're
100%
amazing
agree.
what you've done.
But I didn't want you thinking I was coming up here coming for you, because as I said, I've never spoken to you, so it definitely wasn't.
No, that's fine. Honestly, I know, but I think honestly, you should pat yourselves on the back, and I'm proud of every one of you that have managed to get away from him, and it's brilliant. But I think you three girls could really do so much on this app to help other girls to see the light that this man is not the one they want to be talking to.
Yeah, I agree. I think we definitely should. But yeah, I just popped up just to give my perspective as an old mod of how it felt like getting the messages off. Obviously, as I said, know yourselves, but other people, sometimes when you're in the situation, he's making himself feel like the safe space, and people are giving you crap who are meant to be, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to word it, but when he's making himself seem like the safe person, and then the haters, so to speak, are coming for us, it does feel like we can't turn to anyone other than him, because everyone else is giving us crap for speaking to him. And I'll be honest, someone just asked, what makes you speak to him in the first place? I'll be straight with you, it's following. I thought, how can he be so bad if he got a following like that? Like, that got in my head, that is. And then when I didn't really know much about him. I told over this, I really didn't. And then when I got into his mod and I started getting messages, I looked more into him. And as I said, like, I was his mod, but I was still trying to do research on him after I found it out. So, yeah, that's how I started speaking to him. I saw someone ask, but I'm going to drop down anyway. I just wanted to put my perspective in.
Yeah, but please think about it, Chloe. Honestly, I think you girls could do something really amazing together.
Me and Oval, like, I go in Oval's box all the time anyway. So if Nikisha wants to come in and join and we have a good old chat and we make a page or something, I completely agree, 100%.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. And I'll follow it, and I'll even plug it on my page, whatever I can do to help. Yeah.
Yeah, fab. Lash, I just wanted to have a little chat. I'll hop down now and leave everyone else.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Club.
I agree. I do believe that is a good idea. And like Oval's already come on here and spoke and said how her DMs are open for anyone that is like in contact with Paul and stuff like that. Mine are too. And if anyone is watching this who is in contact with Paul and has something to do with him, honestly, just the only advice I can give is run while you can, block him, because he's not a good person. He might come across as a good person in the start, but he's a very, very dangerous man. And yeah, my DMs are they're open.
Yeah, brilliant. And I think you could do a lot with Chloe, like I just said, and Oval. I think you girls get together and do something. It might help the younger ones, even like from other creators, to help them move away. You should use your platform for good, to try and stop another tragedy. We don't want to see young girls end up being victim to him like Grace was, So I think you could do so much good with with your experiences of actually speaking to him.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if you want to wind it down now, because I know you said you was hungry, no face, no case.
I think he's muted himself up because he's munching.
I wasn't munching now.
Yeah,
I thought you could just carry on waffling. I'm eating.
What is it? You're not yourself when you're hangry, so I thought I'd just mention it.
But I think as well.
I'm doing the same thing.
Oh, you do a good deal. I think with people saying having their opinions is a great idea, showing people what Paul's been treating them like. Now, to me, for someone that doesn't really know much about him, it feels like he intimidates a lot of people. I like a lot, but people go to him because they see, he's got a big following and stuff like that. And like the way Chloe's made herself aware quite quickly, not everyone does that. So yeah, we've called them enablers and stuff like that because they feel like they feel safe with him and stuff. And the way he turns it around is very dangerous. And I will say that. So with calling us enablers and stuff like that, that's more to look into on why he does this with them. What's his real plan with them, or why is he trying to turn people against people showing awareness on them? If he's done nothing wrong, he doesn't need to do that. So that's something to look at, is why would he be acting this way if he's done nothing wrong?
Exactly, yeah.
That's something that I think some people could think about, that, because in all perspectives of all, it can cause, like, people, like, say, like what Chloe says, people are trying to reach out. What if they do something silly to themselves, or and they feel like they've got no one to
I don't know
blame?
if it might be worth one of you ladies in here, like Zoe or you, Soxy, getting a page together for people to come forward. Like, do you know what I mean?
That's a good idea, Tommy.
Can't be that bad, that. Yeah, that's what I mean. With people that are experienced with them.
Not a page to post about him and all that. Do you know what I mean? You can even just put like wishful
Like,
messages in there, like about reaching out and, you know.
He sounds dark, though. That's what I mean. For people to not come away from him that quickly, what is he giving these people to make them feel safe? That's what I'm really intrigued about, because what's he telling them?
I'll tell you from my point of view, what I've noticed, and this is literally like watching hours and hours of his poxy lives, he takes interest in these people's daily lives. So it's like, I was trying to make an example of like where some of these girls might not have a father figure or you know, like a support network. Say like maybe a single mum, the parents have shun her and she's got just her and the baby, and even the dad's not around or whatever. That's just an example. I'm not saying he's had that in his life, but I'm just using that as an example. This girl's got not a very big support network around her, so therefore it's like, well, I'm going to start saying that you're very pretty and like you're such a good person, you're strong, you know, oh, you're amazing, and it will feed them, you know, like little pops of, you know, like, oh, you know, that's making me feel good about myself. And these girls are latching onto that. You know, I'm your friend, you can tell me anything. And this is what he does to try and manipulate, you know, like he's always showing too much interest, like, oh, she's got a boyfriend, or I know this one lives at such and such, or this one does this for a living. It's weird. And then one thing he does latch onto is about the boyfriends. Like, oh, you've got many boyfriends, or he said that to one of the girls. I can't remember her name at the time, but he's like, oh, you've got many boyfriends. And I thought, that's bloody rude. You can't say that to her. You know, he was trying to insinuate that she was not a very nice girl or whatever.
Girl.
Yeah. So
it's for people with low self-esteem, have no much self-worth in themselves, and when they get to hear that they are valued and stuff, that's how they fall into the trap.
Yeah.
Al Kebab, yes it is.
And that's such a shame, that. It really is a shame.
Exactly.
And such a young age as well. It's so sad. Girls now these days, and like 15, 16, 17, don't see the self-worth and don't see the value that they have, because it's such a young age where they can start doing studies, living their life, travel, whatever they want to do. And yet they don't see the value in that in themselves, and it's such a shame. It really is a shame to see that, you know. It really is a big
It took me to get to the age that I'm at now. I was the same at 13. I was a yes sir, no sir. You know, you tell me when to jump and I'll ask how high. I did as I was told, because I was absolutely petrified. And I went from one situation to another where I got manipulated by older men, and it became like a cycle. It's only as I've got older that I realised that that's not right. You know, I've learned the right way of doing things, but you do, like, especially if you haven't got a proper father figure, or you've been through abuse or whatever, because who knows, some of these girls could be abuse victims, we just don't know. And it's all you know, so therefore you sort of gravitate towards it. And especially if he's using blackmail as well to sort of keep these girls in line so that they don't leave him. You know, you can only imagine what must be going on in these poor girls' heads, that, oh, if I do this, he's going to do that, you know, and then what's that going to make me look like? But he's the one who'd be in trouble, not them. So
that's what I mean, young girls, isn't it? It's like if they feel like they've got no one to talk to in their own realities, and they feel like they don't get much support, and he's coming up saying, "Oh, I'll be here for you," or stuff like that. It's very a big trap, massive trap for them.
Yeah.
And then later in life, that gets them more insecurities because they can't trust no one.
Fluff, go suck your nan. Fuck off.
Excuse me?
Sorry, that was Fluff. Just telling him to go suck the nan. You just ignore it. Like, I'm sick to death of certain people keep going on and on and on and on. They just need to fuck off.
I'll tell you what, there's a job called fluffing, of which I've just read about on Google.
50 grand in it a year.
50 grand. Go and take yourself a new job.
Go fluff yourself.
Yes, you can have a nice job. You can have a nice job fluffing things. Pillows, sausages, yourself, whatever you want to do.
Exactly. But yeah, I think I'm all talked out now.
Well, at least I would say you've had a lot of people sharing their experiences, sharing their awareness, and I think that's done good. Yes, the people have maybe followed him and given him more followers, but you know, followers can be unfollowed at any time.
Yeah.